This is a Victims Act. So many of us have worked with our law enforcement and victims. The Victim Act that would provide $100 million annually in grant funding to law enforcement agencies and prosecuting officers to bolster their ability to investigate and clear cases of homicide, rape, sexual assault, kidnapping, and non-fatal shootings, all family members that are left wondering and in pain. This Victims Act, as someone who has always worked with victims to ensure that they are not left empty. Homicide clearance rates in particular have dropped consistently since the 1960s, leaving many unsolved cases and many victims and their families still searching. I want my colleagues to have a heart. They're still searching for justice. And this legislation by Congresswoman Demings addresses the challenges our law enforcement agencies are facing in solving homicides and other violent crime in red states and blue states. This critical funding would help agencies improve their clearance rates through various means. It helps retain detectives. It helps in training personnel. And it provides...
Speaker, I yield the gentlelady an extra 30 seconds.
Gentlewoman is recognized for 30 seconds.
It provides for low clearance rates, which disproportionately affects victims and families of victims of marginalized communities. Not only do they prevent victims from accessing justice, but they also damage the public's trust. I've given money to help victims, and victims say, you know what? We're left alone. We're victims or we're families. We're left alone. To address this disparity, this bill will help not leave them alone, keep those pressure on finding that culprit, that individual who violated them, that criminal who has violated them, and also by providing agencies with additional resources. This $100 million is to help victims. Is there anybody on the floor that wants to join in a bipartisan manner to help victims, to work with law enforcement who are on the job, who are saying we need help because victims need help, and we certainly need to solve the crimes for these families who are longing to understand about their loved ones who've been raped, assaulted, and those who've lost their life. I remind you of the father and the baby in my community who were found dead. Their mother and wife needs help. I yield back. Support the Victims Act.
Gentlewoman's time has expired.